mentally unstable that they might not be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm here with Ricci. Let them know where we at right now.
Right now we're in San Francisco. This is 6th Street. You know, it's the worst of the worst down here. It's pretty bad. This the area I grew up in, down 6th Street, Tenderloin, all through San Francisco inner city district. Right now we got the police out here already. Somebody probably got fucking shot down here, or maybe someone OD'd or something. They investigating. Have a dead body maybe right over here or something like that. I don't know.
For the people who don't know you, you're from out here in the city?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised here in the city. I shoot a lot of video, a lot of content out here, trying to clean this area up. It's gotten a little while since I came home from federal prison. I kind of changed my life around, and I started seeing the city through a different lens, and really seeing what's causing people to, you know, fall into the trenches of addiction and whatnot. So I'm just trying to, you know, bring some awareness to situations and make a spotlight on the policymakers that allow this to happen to our people that are here. Because when you really look around, you see nothing but Americans and San Franciscans and black and white people down here struggling with addiction, living in the tents, and it's just getting a little out of control.
Right now, right here, is this what's going on right here? Is this normal in San Francisco?
Yeah, this is an everyday occurrence. Somebody ODing or somebody using drugs out in the open. It's like a real big open air drug market down here in San Francisco. Usually this alleyway right here is scattered with a bunch of dope fiends, kind of like the one is right behind you if you look. For some reason right now, obviously somebody must have OD'd or maybe got shot or stabbed or something like that. So they got this little alleyway shut down. So follow me. We're going to go through the TLs a little bit more.
For people who don't know, what's the story of Ricci?
Yeah, so I come from real humble beginnings. Both my parents were strung out dope fiends, addicted to heroin and crack. I was born at St. Luke's Hospital, and as soon as we came home, we came home here to the Tenderloin. My family was living right here at the Jefferson Hotel right here on Eddy Street. You know, it was a rough upbringing. People don't really realize that the person that you see now is somebody that has changed a lot, so you can't. I just want to say this to all the people out here: anything's possible. Don't live in a victim mentality. Don't think because you come from a bad situation that you can't make things work good for you. You know, that's you know, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you gotta break the law. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't mean that you gotta sell dope. I had to learn from my consequences, and I had to learn from my mistakes. Selling dope for a real long time. I sold cocaine, kilos, the whole nine. And what ended up happening was that the people ended up catching up to me. The feds ended up catching up to me. They did a 3-month investigation on me. They followed me around, tagged my cars, pinged my phones, and raided my house. Took me to jail and tried to give me 12 to 15 years. Luckily, I was able to, you know, convince the judge to give me another chance. And when I came home, I got into the union. I changed my life around and made it work for myself.
So how long did you end up having to do in the feds?
So I ended up doing 36 months in the feds. And then after that, halfway house time, drug treatment programs, and etc. So that's about as long as my federal sentence was.
What made you start showing the real San Francisco out here?
So after doing 3 years in the feds and I came home, I started to see how bad the city has gotten. From 2019, we all know that COVID really affected the city pretty bad, but it just made things so much worse with the tents and the homeless people. People were struggling with addiction way worse. Fentanyl is now like the #1 drug out here on the streets, which has kind of changed the game. I lost my cousin to fentanyl poisoning. Rest in peace, Robert Davalos. You know, and that really changed me right there. You know, it really made me anti-fentanyl. Let's face it, this is San Francisco. It will always be some type of drugs being used in this inner city. I'll never think that San Francisco will be a drug-free utopia or like turn into the suburbs or something. It's an inner city, and it comes with inner city problems. However, this fentanyl is destroying lives, it's killing too many of our people. We need to get rid of it. You know, we need to eradicate fentanyl off the streets. That's how I feel. You know, I come from the life. I sold coke. I've done all that. But if you selling fentanyl out here, fuck you. That's how I feel about that. Yeah, right here we at 111 Taylor. This is the federal halfway house. So when I got out of federal prison, they land you right here in the middle of the TLs. You're forced to kind of just acclimate to the situation and try to find a job and do what you need to do. And that's where my journey began when I came home from federal prison and I started shooting videos of the madness that's going on down here on the streets because I got a job working at basically a glorified porta potty and babysitting dope fiends that are going in and out of this bathroom. It was called Pit Stop. And it's ran by JC Decor. We'll go by one of them in a minute. But yeah, if you get out of the feds, you end up right here. So when I get out of federal prison, this is exactly where they put me at. This was the job that I got through JC Decor and Pit Stop. Basically, you see right here, you got syringe disposal right there. Right, those are all filled with used needles. You know what I'm saying? And then you sit right here. The mainly unhoused individuals come in here and use this bathroom. It is here for the public, but a lot of people won't use it because they know that the homeless people are always in there. And so it was my job technically to make sure that they don't like set up camp in there, because you turn your head, one of these drug addicts should go in there and set up a whole tent, and then you stuck with them in there. And then you got your little cleaning supplies, whatnot, and then you have your little log book right here. You log who's going in, who's going out. You know what I'm saying? But the Tenderloin is such a crazy place. I mean, and no other city that I know that will have a strip club right here, right? Literally a strip club, and then right next to it, a kid's playground. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any other city that has that type of zoning. So I don't understand how they have strip clubs and then they have little kids playing right across the street. It's kind of wild. I mean, the scenario just doesn't sound like they mixed together.
What's the craziest things you've seen?
I mean, this fentanyl fold thing is pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of these individuals, you know, some of these individuals are being dope sick is some of the most crazy stuff I've seen. I literally seen a man bleeding out of his asshole, and the butt juice, the anal butt juice, running down the street onto the sidewalk, which is pretty nasty because we walk on these sidewalks, and if you step in that shit and you bring it back into your house, I mean, you bringing in all types of nasty parasites and bacteria. You know, it's a one big biohazard out here, and that's why you see San Francisco constantly cleaning the sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? They're constantly cleaning. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? You fuck with me, okay? I fuck with you too, brother. Okay. But yeah, so that's probably one of the more crazy things I've seen. I've seen a bunch of wacky stuff, like, you know, goofy people with masks and in wheelchairs playing music. I mean, that's like, you know, that's average. But some of the more crazy things I've seen are the things that creep me out. Like one time I got a dude, I videotaping him. He was shooting heroin or fentanyl and methamphetamine in his neck in the side of the car. That was pretty wild too, to see somebody doing that in person. Yeah, I used to be out here.
Okay, so I like to hear.
Yeah.
It's nothing bad.
Yeah.
Just I'm from San Diego.
Oh, okay.
I feel like,
Well, welcome to San Francisco. Don't get stuck out here.
Here.
Oh, okay.
I made my choice.
Okay. Got you. You just got out of Santa Rita?
Do I know you?
Stay up out of here, bro.
All right, bro.
All right. You guys be safe, okay? Okay. Yeah.
What's your name?
Rich.
Monica.
Nice to meet you,
What's the
Monica.
point?
I mean, that's objectable, yeah. No, for sure. They got to save themselves. They got to save themselves.
Choice, right?
But the policies that we set up, the policies that the politicians do set up have a direct effect on that.
Here's the point.
Yeah.
Right? You got a life, right?
Yeah.
You got out, right?
Yep.
But your initiative to be able to do it, right?
Yep.
Some people don't have that ability, right?
Well, I mean, they have the ability inside of them, but they have to harness it, right? They got to harness that. They got to harness it. Some people may be so mentally unstable that they might not be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sometimes people got to take care of themselves first, right?
Yeah.
I'm a goldsmith. I'm a jeweler. I got degrees.
All right, brother. Yeah.
I got degrees. I got
Yeah.
a job. That's the point.
Well, get off the streets. Get your life together. Okay. Well, I'm saying, so stop. Get off the drugs then.
Bro, don't do drugs.
And I'm going to pray for you. Get out of denial. Okay.
Down here with your videos, how many families have you reunited?
Yeah, a lot of people reach out on my Instagram because they see their family member in one of my videos. I've reunited probably a good handful, not as many as I would like. I would really like to reunite a lot more people, but some people are kind of, you know, ashamed and feel like their family members are beyond help. I just want to let those people know that, hey, your family is never beyond help. It don't matter if they're down and out like this or not. There's never too late. Don't give up on the people that are out here on the streets that are struggling with addiction. Come back and, you know, have an intervention with them. Try to get them off the streets. Don't give up on them. Don't give up hope. Don't lose hope. A lot of people out here struggling with this, and they can get right. You know, people can get right. People can get back on the road to sobriety. That's what we need. And to fix the city and to reunite people with their family and their support system. For the people that don't have a support system, you know, that might not have family or whatever, it's never too late for them to find a fellowship with inside Narcotics Anonymous or any other type of structured program to fix their life. Well, we're right here in front of Glide Memorial Church right here. They do a lot of good work for the community. They feed some of the unhoused individuals. They give them socks. They give them the things that they need. That's what I call, you know, good charity. The toxic charity part that I don't like that they have adapted lately is this harm reduction madness, where they're giving out pipes and needles and tinfoil and straws and, you know, all this paraphernalia to struggling addicts. They're basically enabling their addiction. Right here is usually where they give it out. And if you come here at the right hour, this whole place is lined up with dope fiends trying to get utensils to smoke. You know, we need to knock that off. Hopefully we get a new mayor and she changes the director of health, and we start shifting into a little bit more abstinence-based treatment, and we stop using our tax money to give to these people to give out needles and pipes. That don't make no sense. So the one thing about the Tenderloin, what a lot of people don't understand, is it has the highest concentration of children in this whole city of San Francisco. So when you look up here above all the madness, you see all these houses. Them houses are basically low-income places for working families to live. And so when people gotta come out of their building, they're forced to come see this right here. You know, they're forced to come out here with their children. You can kind of just see how they got the walkie-talkies. They got all these people watching them, which is good, man, because I wouldn't want my child to walk through this madness down here in the Tenderloin either. So all these little children are inner city kids that are, you know, forced to see the homelessness, the drug use, and everything else. Hey, how you doing? Huh? Yep. How you doing?
Did you hear about that shooting?
No. Oh, on 6th Street? On Stevenson, huh? I knew it was a shooting. I told you.
It was two of them. It was on 6th Street, and then one on the BART station.
Oh, really? Who'd they shoot?
They shot that white guy because the white guy shot the two people in the car.
They tried to what?
The white guy shot the two people in the car.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He ran inside the bar. What you doing out here?
We just filming. Is your kid still out here?
Yeah, she just passed us.
Oh, that was her, huh? See, tell the camera, tell it ain't okay for the children to have to walk by all this drug use. Tell it.
It's horrible. It is fucking horrible for the kid to walk down here with all that damn nasty fentanyl everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I love you. Be safe, right?
You too,
All right.
you too, baby.
You said a lot about the Hondos. Who's the Hondos and what are they doing?
So the Hondos are short for Hondurians. They're South Americans that have came here illegally, traversed all the way from South America to sell fentanyl in San Francisco. You see all these DoorDash delivery dudes on these scooters. They're all illegals. They're not really. They don't have no green card. They're all from different types of parts of the world. Bangladesh, Iran. They're from all different, Brazil, you know, all different parts of South America, China, and they're working the DoorDash hustle, which is they're using maybe your social security number or my social security number. Unwillingly, we don't even know it, but they've signed up for this shit and they're getting paid under our name or using somebody else's social security card and paying them a 15% vig on whatever they make doing their job, you know. So they're literally taking our jobs, you know, and making rent super expensive. The one thing that I'll say about the all the illegal migrants here is that none of them are homeless. It's it's a one investigator. We got her again on camera. Look at her. What are you doing? You got a new dog? Real pivot shit. Hell yeah. She cool as fuck.
And out here in San Francisco, what type of people do you mostly have?
Out here in San Francisco, right here in the Tenderloin, to be specific, there's a lot of individuals that are struggling with substance abuse and mental health disorders. So we get a lot of bums. But the individuals that control the drug market are mainly South Americans, like Guatemalans, Hondurans. They control basically the street level fentanyl and methamphetamine sales down here in the Tenderloin, and a lot of Soma and the Mission District as well.
Out here recording videos, have you ever seen anyone you know?
Yeah, that's crazy that you asked me that question, because when I came home, I actually ran into a bitch I used to get money out of, and she was only on coke when I went away, but sad to see her out here now. She's living in a tent, and it hurt a little bit to see her like down bad like that, you know. So you see individuals that you know from your past life, and other individuals that you might have been in jail with, and they out here strung out here on the streets. In jail, they was all buff and you know, Mr. You know, shot caller or whatever. But you see them out here, they're just a dope fiend, strung out on fentanyl or methamphetamine. You know, I've seen these drugs take down the most intelligent people, the most the toughest people you know on the streets. I've seen this fentanyl take them out. You know, this fentanyl is no joke, especially because they got it laced up in all the other party drugs that we use. You know, I lost a good friend of mine, Manny. He was doing some powder, and you know, subsequently it was laced with fentanyl and it killed him. You know.
And in San Francisco, how easy is it for someone to get fentanyl if they want to sell?
I mean, it's a real big open air drug market out here in San Francisco for the fentanyl and the methamphetamine. It's not too hard. They will literally sell to anybody. They'll sell to little kids. They'll sell to a pregnant lady. They'll sell to your mama. They don't care, you know. So it's not really hard at all to get no fentanyl. We can go ask this dope fiend right now how hard it is to get some fentanyl. Let's go ask her real quick. Right over here. Hey, miss. How you doing, beautiful? Oh, you look hella good. Hey, check it out. We just doing a little documentary. How hard is it to get fentanyl down here on the street? Is it easy?
Depends.
It depends?
For the most part. I mean, a lot of the time people don't realize, sorry, the whole fentanyl thing is a whole different issue for me. I'm actually personally a fentanyl addict myself.
Yeah, yeah.
It's something that I struggle with. I was originally a pastry chef, and I used to be a catering supervisor, and I caught swine flu and pneumonia at the same time, and I tore a tendon in my ribcage. My doctor put me on 4 Panaforties and 4 Percocet 10s a day.
Oof.
6 months into my treatment, they changed their policy on medical marijuana, and I came in to get my medication, and I wasn't allowed to get it.
Yeah.
Found out my friend was a closet heroin addict. He came over. I got addicted to heroin from there, and actually fentanyl got me off the needle. So in a way, it's a good thing and a bad thing. That's the one thing I can say. Yeah. Is it got a lot of the people that were heroin addicts off the needles. So that's the one thing that I can say about it, is that did help in a way.
So a lot of people aren't slamming anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Gotcha.
dialectic, you know, two opposing ideas that are
Gotcha.
both true.
Gotcha.
I'm not endorsing opiate use. It's not something I wish upon anybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad way to live. It's like bondage for real. But because you get kind of stuck on it, you know. But yeah, just like how difficult would it be for somebody that was out here just looking for some fetty to find it?
It depends on if they're actually an opiate user or not.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who's just brandly new on the street who's never used before, probably pretty hard.
Because they're gonna think that they're a cop or something. Huh?
Not just that, it's just people aren't comfortable giving that to somebody. Nobody wants to put anybody into that situation.
Yeah,
But
gotcha.
they can also understand and have empathy. I think, honestly, it helps breed empathy a little bit. Because you go from feeling nothing to feeling everything.
Yeah. Got you. So what would you say what would you say the people that control the fentanyl market would probably mostly the hondos that control the market?
It depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, the people who actually own the patents for fentanyl are pretty sure American.
Yeah, well, I mean, the street level fentanyl is a lot different than the fentanyl that you might get in a pharmaceutical with the patch or whatnot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Actually, honestly, it's just it's a different form of energy intake if you actually consider it that way. So it's actually, I consider somebody who's like shooting it up or putting it in their veins to not be intaking energy in the same way. I understand people consider it recreational once you actually use a flame to like light something on fire and inhale the smoke. The way that that's
an interesting concept.
Is I'm intaking energy.
Yeah. Well, I hope you find sobriety and get into like an NA meeting or something.
Design a way to have medication and also drugs, whatever it may be, to just fire off the synapse in the brain.
Well, there you go. Get in the lab. See, you understand what I'm saying? Well, individuals are so out of their mind that they really believe some of the stuff that they're saying. You know, at the end of the day, the one thing that they teach you about addiction in Narcotics Anonymous meetings is that the addiction is cunning and baffling. It will actually trick you into thinking that it's doing something good for you, and it's not. You know, it's ruining your life. The bitch is so psyched out. She really thinks that she's getting some type of energy from the fentanyl. That's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying? You lost your whole frontals, but you ain't got no teeth because of the fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different story. And a lot of this ideology that they have here in the city behind harm reduction has hampered and disabled these struggling addicts even more because they now think it's acceptable to be out here using dope like that. It's not acceptable. Even back when I grew up in the Tenderloin, when it was the crack epidemic, the crackheads used to have to go hide and use the drugs. You know, the dealers and the people that controlled the block at the time would never let addicts get high right there on the block. They would make them go into an abandoned house. They'd make them go into a bathroom. You couldn't do it in front of kids. There was a certain level of respect that individuals had out here on the streets of San Francisco when it pertained to selling dope and what dope fiends' ethics came down to. You couldn't just be out here doing all that shit. You get chased off, you know. But nowadays, because they have gotten rid of the homegrown drug dealer, as I like to call it, you know, they have gotten rid of them and imported all these other individuals from South America, the Guatemalans, the Hondurans. They don't care. And so now all the respect and all the rules and regulations to the streets have been thrown out the window because these people don't understand it.
I also have to realize that most of those people are actually refugees that are just trying to feed their families.
Yeah, I get you. But so they're gonna feed their family by killing my family? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, my family died. My family member died from fentanyl. So I wouldn't give a fuck at what they're doing. At the end of the day, they come here and selling poisons that are killing people. Then that's a different. The pharmacy companies are selling a regulated. The pharmacy companies selling a regulated situation, and you're absolutely right. They don't get a pass neither. I don't got no love for the motherfucking the doctors that are selling that dope either.
It's literally just hitting the same receptors as chocolate machines.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, but fentanyl for me, it goes down a whole different rabbit hole. you know, China coming and making the shit in Mexico and then smuggling it through here and having people strung out on it is a whole different topic than, you know, a pharmaceutical company that is selling a regulated product for pain and whatnot. Yeah, there's dirty doctors. Yeah, there's dirty little loopholes. But for the most part right now.
Because when I go to the hospital, last couple times I went to the hospital, I get tied down and knocked out and woken up with my nails manicured and something in my leg. So, I mean, I don't trust the hospitals personally. So how am I supposed to get my medication? Well, see, that's something that the Harm Reduction Coalition has trained you to believe. You don't need the medication. You need sobriety. You need to find an NA meeting and you need to get clean. Okay. That's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. I know what you need because, honestly, I've been there. I was out here like that. I was out here like that. I went to federal prison. I got my life together and I came home. That's how I know what you need. You need sobriety. You know what I'm saying? You need to go through a abstinence-based treatment program and get your life together. You know what I'm saying? Period. Now, you might need some stabilizing meds or whatnot, Suboxone or something like that to get off of it. But perpetuating the drug use, I agree. It's something I want to get off of myself. I'm actually, like I said, trying to help. Cool. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Map that out. They can't run game. They can't run game on somebody that really been through this shit. They can run game on you doctors and you therapists and all those other people, those bleeding heart liberals. They can run that game on them. They can't run that game on me. I know what the fuck it takes to get clean off these fucking streets. Here go the police department right here. And then you got dolphins just out their mind right here. You know what I'm saying? So like right here, we got the Tenderloin Police Department. You know what I'm saying?
Out here, can't nobody fucking guard me. Real rat, go call anybody, bro. You can attach me 6'9". Can't nobody do nothing with me out here. I don't care what you talking about. Yo, you already know. That's all I got to say.
That's the Tenderloin Michael Jordan right there, bro. Straight up. You feel me? So we right here on 8th and Mission, downtown San Francisco, the Soma District. This is where I shot my first viral video at this bus stop right here. A bunch of children were getting off the bus and they were forced to walk through a scene that kind of is just like this one to the left of us, but it was obviously a lot more crowded, a lot more people down here using drugs in front of the children. And I just that didn't sit right with me, so I ended up taking to Twitter and I called out all the politicians to clean up this area. I called out Nancy Pelosi, London Breed, which is the mayor, Gavin Newsom, our governor. You know, I called all them out and said, hey, man, your children aren't walking through these drug scenes and these homeless encampments. Our children are, the people that my family members are, and it's not fair. The laws that you are enacting and the laws the propositions that you are getting passed down here on the street is this is the direct result from those. And, you know, I ain't heard back from any one of those politicians. None of them reach out to me, but it doesn't stop me from doing what I'm doing. Because of that video, we got these fences put up right here to at least limit the amount of people that would be loitering right here using drugs. This is my building right here that I live in right here. It's the Trinity Towers. You know, it's the place I got when I first came home from prison. And, you know, just trying to clean up your neighborhood. That's what it really boils down to. We just want to see a little bit more economic growth in the city again. We want to see the money come back. I want to see the bitch come back. You know, in San Francisco, you used to be able to say hi to a woman on the streets and they would say hi back. Nowadays, you try to say hi to a woman, they don't even want to say nothing to you. You know, they just try to act like they don't see you because they're scared, because there's so many homeless drug addicts out here that harass them. They don't know, you know, they don't know who to talk to, you know, and so they dim the light of my city, and I'm trying to light this back up. Let's get it lit again, you know. Let's open up the clubs. Let's open up the restaurants. Let's get the tourists back, man. Bring it back to the city, man.
So for you right here, this is where everything started.
Definitely, this is where my viral video legacy started. It was right here on this corner, just shedding the light on the broken policies, the children that are struggling, and the homeless epidemic. So when I was locked up in the feds, my cellmate was a convicted bank robber. He didn't have too much time left to get his life together. He just got sentenced to 90 months. He was in his early 40s. He was telling me about a union called Local 3. It's the operators union for heavy equipment. And I never really heard about, you know, what a pension was, what a retirement was. So we asked the resource out officer if he could get us some information on it. Next thing you know, we had a union rep come in, give us some information on the program. And so when I went up to the judge to get sentenced, I told the judge my plan for when I got released, that I was going to try to get into this union. Because it sounded good. You know, a pension sounds good to a person that has been on the streets their whole life. I never had a job, you know. I've never had a job until now. So to hear about a retirement and a pension was big for me. It was huge. To actually get paid later on in life to do nothing because you're already retired, I mean, that's a beautiful thing. So when I did get released, I followed up on it. I went to the union. I got into the union. It's a great career for anybody. Other than that, you know, it's all about position. You put yourself in a position to win. You put yourself in a nice location like this, and then you're bound to win. If you have ambition, then you're gonna do well. Period. Point blank. You have to realize that there's nothing wrong with your hustle. If you really come from the streets like that, you come from about the city like that, and you really come from the struggle, there's nothing wrong with your hustle. You just got to change the product, you know, change what you're moving, you know, and put yourself in the position to win. That's the best advice I can give to anybody, you know, because now, you know, I came from Jefferson hotel down in the Tenderloin, and now I'm, you know, up here living my best life, looking over my city you know, in Rincon Hill, which is one of the nicer areas in the city. So I'm blessed. You know, I'm far from rich. I'm far from like I made it in a super success story, but I feel fine. You know, and it's possible for anybody to do. People got to realize that you can still have all the good stuff that you want if you just put yourself in a good position. In prison, I learned how to play chess, so I got myself this table right here. And one of the key components of playing chess is position. These 4 squares right here in the middle are going to determine who wins the game if you can control these 4 squares right here. So you just got to put yourself in the right position, and I guarantee that you're going to do good. You know, make a power move and put yourself first, you know, and get yourself a good bitch. You know what I mean? Get yourself a good woman that's going to stand by your side, that's not, you know, on some bullshit. That's another thing that I can definitely tell people that are trying to get their shit right.
At the end of the day, what message are you trying to push to the people?
I just want to let everyone know that you know, the streets is dead, man. You know, all the Hondos, they control the block with the Dauphines. You know, the bipping is out. You should save that for the low lives, man. There's no longevity in it. Yeah, you might hit once or twice on something like that, but it's kind of a low budget ass crime. You know, get yourself a career. Go get yourself some peace of mind. If you think about it, all the things that you do to go out and bip a car, right? For instance, you got to find somebody to drive. You got to break the window. You got to steal whatever they have out of the car, and then you got to go and sell it. That's what we call double hustling. That don't make no sense. You know, you telling me you can get a ride at 2 a.m. in the morning to go ride around to break in the cars, but you can't get a ride to your job? You know, make this shit work for yourself. You know, and just get up out the streets, because there's no longevity in it, man. You're going to either end up in prison or you're going to end up dead, period.